Hello everyone, myself Krishna. In this video, I am going to explain classic Excel activities like read column activity, read row activity, and read range activities in UiPath Studio. So let's get started. Read column activity. Read column activity is used to extract any specific column information from the input Excel file. So for this activity, we need to mention the starting cell number. From that cell number to end cell number in the same column, the data will be extracted. So the output of the read column activity will be list. So let me create a variable to store the column information, right? So this is the input file. So here I wanted to extract all the PO numbers information along with the PO number header. So my starting cell number would be A1, right? So let's see how we can extract all the PO numbers in the UiPath Studio using read column activity. So let's go back to the UiPath Studio. So here we need to mention the sheet name from which you wanted to extract the data. And then we need to mention the starting cell number. So in this case, the cell number is A1. So it is already mentioned, right? So let me take one log message to display the extracted PO numbers count. So here I am going to mention the expression list column data dot count. So this will give us the extracted PO numbers count, right? So let's run the process and verify the output. So in the watch panel, I have added the variable list columns data. In the value section, we can find all the extracted PO numbers. So let's continue. In the output panel, we can see the extracted PO numbers count. So that is 108, right? In this starting cell, so there is no need every time we need to mention the first cell number in the Excel file. So we can mention any cell number. From that cell number to end cell number in the same column, the data will be extracted. So here I am going to change the starting cell number to A1 to A50, right? So from A50 to end cell, the data will be extracted, right? So let's run the process and verify the output. So these are the extracted PO numbers, and let's continue, and the 59 PO numbers got extracted, right? For the read column, we have a property use display format. In the input Excel, I have added the cell format for the receiving date, right? So here, this is the actual date, and after formatting, we have this date, right? So this is the actual date, and this is the formatted date. Use display format will specify us whether we wanted to extract the actual values or the formatted values. I have unchecked this option, right? So as I have added the cell formatting for the received date, so let's extract the received date column and let's see how we will get the output. So let's run the process. So in the watch panel, the received date got extracted and we can see the actual date format values, right? And now check this option and let's run the process. Now we have formatted values got extracted, right? Retro activity. Read row activity is used to extract any row information from the input Excel file. So here also we need to mention the starting cell number. From that cell number to end row cell number, the data will be extracted. So The output of the read row activity would be list format. So let me create a variable. So here we need to mention the sheet name from which you wanted to extract, and then we need to mention the starting cell number, right? So let me take log message to display the extracted row data count. So here I am going to mention list row data dot count, right? So in the read row activity, as I mentioned, A1 as a starting cell, it will going to extract all the headers, right? So from A1 to J1 data will be extracted, right? So let's run the process and verify the output. In the watch panel, let me add a list row data variable. In the value section, we can find the extracted row information, right? So the total columns 10, right? Now let's see how we can extract the 10th row information. So here I am going to change the starting cell to A1 to A10. Let's save and run the process. So these are the 10th row information. For the read row, every time we don't need to mention A as a starting cell. We can change it to B or C. From that column to end column, the data will be extracted. So here I am going to change the starting cell as B10, right? So that means it will going to skip the P1 number field and B to J details will be extracted, right? So let's run the process and verify the output. So in the value section, if you see the P1 number is not extracted except P1 number, so all the details got extracted. And in the output panel, we can see 9 columns details got extracted, right? For the read row also, we have a use display format. So if you uncheck, it will go into extract actual values. If you check this option, it will go into extract the formatted values, right? Read range activity. If you want to extract both rows and columns, we can use the read range activity. The output of the read range activity would be data table. So let me create a output variable dt. So first we need to mention the sheet name from which you wanted to extract the information, and then we need to specify the range. If you mention the range as empty, it will going to extract all the data from the mentioned sheet name. Add header. If you check this option, the first row will be considered as headers, right? Use display format. So this is same like read column and read range. So if you uncheck, it will going to extract actual values. If you check, it will going to extract the formatted values. Use filter. So basically in case in the input Excel, if you have a filters, right? If you uncheck irrespective of filters, the data will be extracted. If you check this option and in the input Excel file, if you have a filters, only the filtered information will be extracted. I will show you this all the scenarios, right? So let me take two log messages to display the extracted rows count and the columns count. In the first log message, I am going to display rows count dt.rows.count.toString. in the second log message, I am going to display columns count. So in the read range, I haven't mentioned the any range, so I mentioned as empty. So it will going to extract all the sheet information. Let's run the process and verify the output. So let me add DT variable in the watch panel. So in the value section, if you see the first row information considered as headers, right? And all the information from the input Excel got extracted. So here total rows extracted are 107 and column count is 10. Now uncheck this add header and let's see how we will get the data. So this is the expected information. So the headers information showing as column 0, column 1, right? So the first row information also considered as row, right? So in the output panel, so you can see total rows are 108 and columns count is 10. Use filters. First add the filters in the input Excel file. So here I am adding the filter for status. I am filtering the all the received data and save. So now I have unchecked this use filter, right? So that means irrespective of filters, so it will going to extract all the information from the sheet 1, right? So let's run the process. So 107 rows got extracted and the 10 columns information got extracted. So if you check this option, so let's see how many rows will be extracted. So 34 rows got extracted. So if you go to the Excel, 34 rows, right? Now let's add some range and let's see how we will get the output. So here I am going to mention the range as B2 to E10, right? That means, so let me remove the filters. B2 to E10. So this information will be extracted, right? So let's save. So let's run the process and verify the output. So this is the extracted information. We have 4 columns and 8 rows information got extracted. This way we can work with read column activity, read row activity and read range activities in UiPath Studio. Hope this video is helpful. Thanks for watching this video. Have a nice day.